I'm your host Dan Rojas, and in this video I am going to be showing you how to take a halogen light, this is your typical 500 watt bulb version, and convert it into a 35 watt, very powerful HID bulb setup that runs off of 12 volt. HID Xenon car headlight bulb. Now, these bulbs require a ballast. They require a contraption like this to run them. You do not just plug them into your 12 volt setup like you would a standard car headlight. You do really plug it in there, but you need to put this in between. You can't just hook the bulb direct like you do with this. You've seen these headlights probably coming your way. They are somewhat annoying. They're extremely bright. This is an LED light. This was a 60 watt light that I had. Worked for about 6 months. It worked okay. The bulb finally went out. It didn't last as long as it said. For $100 bucks, definitely not worth it. These are the $8 halogen bulb lights that you can get at Lowe's. They come with the spare bulb in there, but these are 500 watts. So these are monsters when it comes to taking power consumption. You can convert one of these very easily to an HID system, and you can actually improve on the reflector in there because the HID bulb doesn't produce nearly the same amount of heat as the halogen bulb that they have in these. So you would convert this to a 12 volt. There's ways of converting it to 120 volts, so you could just plug it in. Making this into a HID spotlight, total cost on it's going to be about 15 bucks plus the light. I actually got 3 of these at a yard sale for $3 a piece because the bulbs were burned out at them. So what I've done with our 500 watt spotlight that we don't have a bulb for, I took the tin reflector out. This is like barely anything, and all that's going to sit behind here. What I did was cut this out because this piece is very big and clumsy, and I soldered the wires together to the standard wire that comes out of the base of this because it has an on-off switch there. So we're going to be using the white as the positive and the black as the negative for this. The ground we're not going to be using. We're going to be putting battery clamps on this. That way nobody tries to plug it in. Salvage this part of the plug. Whenever you cut these, leave some there, because the plugs are usually good unless you step on them, but this gives you a longer piece to pigtail. These are really cool. These are heat shrinks. You cut them down to the desired size that you want, slide them over your junction, and these keep you from shorting out. Use a heat gun. And they shrink right down to size. So what I've done is I've taped these in place. I had to cut some of this tin reflector off. What I'm doing is putting a 1/4 inch bolt through here. I'm going to tighten a nut to both sides so that it goes there, and then seal it, and then this is just going to mount to that so our bulb sits right there. You want to make sure you don't touch that bulb. Alright, so now we're going to test our bulb system out. This stuff is awesome. Truly is awesome. I'm going to clean the glass up with it. Reflector, which is kind of cool. I guess it'll work for this. We're going to test it out on this battery. seems to work. I'm going to take it outside and show you it working. So this is what a 500 watt halogen bulb looks like that I need to change out. This is a 10 watt LED bulb that is lighting up part of our front yard. And what I'm going to show you next, I'm going to turn this light on. This is, believe it or not, a 35 watt bulb that is in a housing of a 500 watt standard halogen setup. This is a car HID bulb that we converted. It is hooked to this 12 volt battery using the standard wiring that came out of the cord. I used the same cord, the AC cord, converted it just DC, just to show you that little bit of connection right there is providing us with the power. So there's very little current going through this. This is only 35 watts to do that. And that to our front yard. This is with. See the greenhouse way over there? Without. With. That's what 10 watts does. So it's 500 watts does of halogen. And this is what 35 watts of HID does. Nice thing about the HID bulbs is that they come in different color temperatures, very similar to the LED bulbs. The setup, the one that I just showed you, the 35 watt setup, total cost $20 because I used a scrap housing. This is one of the GE LED bulbs, $35. So they're both good options, but if you can build it yourself, the HID might be a better choice. Although LED is very, very good and very convenient for inside your house. One nice thing about the HID too, that glass, it's hot to the touch. Like it'd probably burn if you kept your hand there for a long period of time. But if you did that with halogen, you cook your skin right away.